Now going on to the political part of the podcast, you have Tim Scott, GOP debate highlights from September 27th. Now as we go here, it looks like he put a couple of these highlights out recently. Now I'm not saying he gets an F for marketing, but I basically just did a quick search on his Twitter feed, and I basically just took what looked to be the top highlights, which, again, Nikki Haley and Vivek were much more, or Vivek, I still think Davek from college, his rapping days, was a more catchy name, but they had very concise highlight reels where it was like a 5 to 7 minute video on their feed, and they literally said, here's the top 5 highlights, which I think gives you great insight to what they're thinking strategically, what they think the American people want, and what do they think their greatest differentiators are from the competition. Now, unfortunately, Tim Scott was more sporadic, so it looks like there's a couple. So we're going to take a look at the top 3 tweets that he has, or posts, if you want to call it that. I still call it Twitter. Do you call it X these days? But nevertheless. So he says, before his video, he says, quote, "I know America can do for anyone what she's done for me. That's why I'm focused on restoring hope, creating opportunities, and protecting the America we love. God bless America, the United States." Unquote. Without further ado.
That Joe Biden needs to be fired. That's why I'm running for president. I look forward to being the next president of the United States. I will also say, I know America can do for anyone what she's done for me. It's why we're focusing on restoring hope, creating opportunities, and protecting the America we all love. Growing up in a single-parent household, I wondered if the American dream would work for a kid in the inner city. I've got good news for every single child, whether you're in the inner cities of Chicago or the rural parts of Iowa. America and the dream, it is alive, it is well, and it is healthy. God bless these United States of America. There's no doubt that.
I gotta love how Twitter still has the issue. I don't know if it's a bug or a feature, depending on who you ask, but the video repeats itself immediately after the end, oddly enough. So I think that's a great message. I mean, it's certainly a unique perspective, especially compared to the other people who are trying to become the Republican nominee. And I'm surprised it's not going viral because it is a unique success story against overcoming all odds. But if you look at, look at the comments and the statistics, in a couple days, 48 hours specifically, it got 10,400 views, which, again, I think, a very unique message. I think you should be getting millions of views. Now, in terms of the comments, we're trying to find the ones with the greatest number of likes. Let's see. We have Mark Ludiana saying, quote, "empty suit saying nothing meaningful," unquote, getting 4 likes. Let's see here. Someone by the name of Tom H saying, quote, "if everyone is a grifter, who is going to pay the bills," unquote, getting 3 likes. Again, let's see. There are not a lot of responses to this. I'm trying to find one more. Let's see. Yeah, there are not. Someone. This person sounds familiar. Believe they did a couple comments on DeSantis and Vivek, I believe. The person by the name of V, and she said, quote, "shut up, Tim. Let other people speak when it's their turn. Hard pass on you." So interestingly enough, and again, if you get the number of views these responses are getting, I mean, getting 6, 19, 57 is the one that got the most views. Oh, no. We got 70. Let's see. Someone by the name of Jim Fuzili said, quote, "never forget this, never." And apparently it's a clip. That's a 30-second clip of Tim Scott. And then, let me see here. I only got 1 like with 70 views. And the caption is, Tim Scott says, "Johnson's Great Society was harder to survive in than slavery." So not a lot of likes and not a lot of responses to that particular highlight that he posted. Let's go at the second of the third things that he posted about the debate. from Tim Scott. Let's see here. So now we have a little text before his clip. He says, quote, "As one America family, our nation continues to go in the right direction. It's why I can say I have been discriminated against, but America is not a racist country. We are the greatest country on God's green earth. The city on the hill needs a new leader, and I'm ready," unquote.
There is not a redeeming quality in slavery. He and Kamala should have just taken the one sentence out. America has suffered because of slavery, but we've overcome that. We are the greatest nation on earth because we faced our demons in the mirror and made a decision. So often we think that all the issues, you talked about crime and education and healthcare, we always think that those issues go back to slavery. Here's the challenge though. Black families survived slavery. We survived poll taxes and literacy tests. We survived discrimination being woven into the laws of our country. What was hard to survive was Johnson's Great Society, where they decided to put money, where they decided to take the black father out of the household to get a check in the mail, and you can now measure that in unemployment, in crime, in devastation. If you want to restore hope, you've got to restore the family, restore capitalism, and put Americans back at work together as one American family. Our nation continues to go in the right direction. It's why I can say I have been discriminated against, but America is not a racist country. Never, ever doubt who we are. We are the greatest country on God's green earth. And frankly, the city on the hill needs a brand new leader. And I'm asking for your vote.
So that one...
There is not...
Come on, Elon. Why do the videos continually just immediately reset? Ridiculous. Nevertheless, that one got a lot more views than the previous post that he had. The previous clip only got about 10,000 views. This one, again, they're posted within minutes of each other. Within 48 hours, this got 67,800 views. Now, looking at the comments section, we got a lot more activity. One of the top responses being from a person by the name of, and this is their name, "Just trying to matter in makeup." All right. So this person says, quote, "I too have been discriminated against to gender, finances, outside appearance, skin color, etc. It's a fact of life for everyone. America was once the greatest country. When will you begin deporting? When will you cut off Ukraine? When will you outlaw forced medication and child mutilations? No explanation needed, just dates." And that person got 15 likes out of 654 views. Now, someone responded to that response saying, quote, "This is Jarban Fett. Apparently the cousin of Boba Fett, perhaps." Now this person says, quote, "He told us last night that he fully supports funding Ukraine." And that person got 6 likes out of 96 views. Other top comments include someone by the name of Cocoa Beans Servant. This person says, quote, "I don't trust anyone who would vote for a convicted criminal, just saying," unquote. That person got 38 likes out of 747 views. Now, I don't know if he's just... First year... All right, so someone did ask him if they were clarifying, like, is Tim Scott a criminal? Or who are you talking about? So someone asked him, like, who the hell are you talking about? And Cocoa Beans did clarify, saying, the first GOP debate, they were asked if they would support Trump as the presidential nominee if he were convicted, and Tom raised his hand. So, unquote. So that's what the reference was. Other top responses being, let's see. Dr. William Lester saying, quote, "They're still not going to vote for you despite the size of your tap shoes," unquote. What an enlightened doctor. Or more accurately, moronic doctor? Pejorative comment against Tim, nevertheless. Let's see. Someone... I didn't get any likes for that. A lot of people say Yahweh Javoya. This person says, quote, "Oh, Uncle Tom, so sorry in advance for your losses," unquote. And they got 2 likes, which is a pejorative term people use if people of African American descent seem to vote for Republican. they're immediately ostracized and they're pejoratively called Uncle Tom. You see this with Candace Owens from the Daily Wire, who's a political commentator. She receives that pejorative, many people consider it a slur, many times. Let's see. Another one uses the same slur or pejorative term, whatever you refer it to as, Mr. Sir Oasis of Liver. One of the issues where I'm working on a stutter. It's never been tried by the Mayo Clinic or any doctor, but if you click that subscribe button, perhaps that is the cure for the stutter. It might be. It's never been tested before. Let's try it. You never know. Now, a person by the name of Sir Oasis of Liver said, quote, "The dude on the box of Uncle Ben's is looking for a new job," unquote. That person got 3 likes and 52 views. So, pretty pejorative comparing, well, Uncle Ben's no longer on the box. They took that off way back ago. But a pejorative jab at him nevertheless. Someone by the name of Lucas Ward said, quote, "No, Tim, you are not ready. You will never be," unquote. Person got 17 likes out of 278 views. And I'm trying to find someone just saying POS. There's a couple of people saying amen. Some people saying rhino, which is Republican in name only. A pejorative term for many Republicans who are secretly Democrats. Yeah, it's... Dude, yeah, I'd say it seems like 85, 86. It seems a majority of these comments are pejorative. They're either against him or some of them are just... Some are mentioning his policies, but yeah, overall I'd say that tweet was not a win. But nevertheless, maybe third time's a charm. Let's look at the third thing he decided to tweet as a highlight from the GOP debate. Now, this is Tim Scott. Oh, this is only 30 seconds. And he says, before the video, in a little text, he says, quote, "We can't have another 4 years of folks in the White House tied to the Chinese Communist Party," unquote.
I'll go one step further, though. When we have a conversation about the things that are happening on this stage, we think about the fact that Vivek just said we were all good people, and I appreciate that because last debate, he said we were all bought and paid for. And I thought about that for a little while and said, you know, I can't imagine how you could say that knowing that you were just in business with the Chinese Communist Party and the same people that funded Hunter Biden millions of dollars was a partner of yours as well. It's not nonsense. So I'll go one.
Now, it looks like that got 39,000 views on the Twitter within 48 hours. And let's go to the top responses. Someone by the name of Crimson News, which A+ for a profile picture, it looks to be the color crimson. So, makes sense. That's good marketing. That's A+. This person says, quote, "There is no CCP connection. If you actually listen to Vivek Ramaswamy, instead of interrupting him, you might learn that he is the only one aside from Trump who advocates for the hardest policy on China. I did not take you for a liar, Tim Scott," unquote. And this person got 38 likes out of 380 views. Now let's see what are the top responses here. Let's see. Mr. Zachary Martin says, quote, "Wish you wouldn't talk over the other candidates. Makes it seem like you have something to hide," unquote. The person got 19 views out of 174. Or rather, what did Willy Wonka say? Stop. Reverse. The person got 19 likes out of 174 views. Someone by the name of Mr. Drudith simply said, quote, "You are pathetic," unquote. And they got 15 likes out of 166 views. Another top response, Mr. Dean said, quote, "You've done more damage in one debate than you did since the campaign began. It's tough when an outsider comes in and takes the votes from a lifelong politician," unquote. That person got 19 likes out of 270 views. Let's see. Several people saying you will never be president, getting between 4 and 6 likes. Someone by the name of Mav This person said, quote, Tim, you are being duped by your super PACs by feeding fake news, or you have changed and now getting slowly corrupt, unquote. They got 12 likes out of 126 views. Interestingly enough, it does look... let's see. Somebody named Peter Jalbicon saying, quote, VR had such a good reply, and it made you try to drown him out by talking over him. A win for VR, unquote. VR being a reference to Vivek Ramaswamy. This person got 15 likes out of 128 views. Daniel Matthews said, quote, Vivek's policy on China is stronger and more detailed than anyone on that stage, unquote. Yeah, 12 likes. So interestingly enough, it looks like an overwhelming majority were they were not in support of Tim Scott. They're actually in support of Vivek. So interesting. Does not look like a positive response from social media. Again, this is just specifically Twitter, and those were the top highlights that he himself put out because he was either proudest of those moments or he thinks those moments are going to resonate most with the American voters. Now, let me know in the comments, do those 3 instances of Tim Scott increase your perception of him? Are you more likely to vote for him or less likely, and perhaps had the opposite effect that he hoped? It'll be interesting to see how the polls and how the new and long-term ramifications will be from the debate. Maybe he'll go up in the polls. It'll be interesting to see. As I always say, time shall tell. Thank you everyone again for taking the time to tune in today. I know it's ambitious, but we're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of September, or rather October, because my ADHD, the months go way too quick these days. So if you can click that button, I'd greatly appreciate it. Also, if you take the time to like and comment, I really appreciate the feedback, even if it's critical, as we try to make the show better and better together. And also, lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight,